Little Mouse chanced upon a tiny red flower by the roadside. Curious, he leaned in for a sniff, and in an instant, he had an epiphany. He was utterly enchanted by its fragrance, spellbound beyond reason, and couldn't help but dance gracefully around it. Little did he know, this flower would spark a gory tragedy. Hopping and skipping, he rushed home to fetch a watering can, eager to nurture the delicate bloom. But in the blink of an eye, the red flower was gone. Frantically, he searched high and low, yet it was nowhere to be found. The little mouse was heartbroken, collapsing onto the ground and bursting into loud sobs. His cries drew the attention of a bluebird. The kind bird approached to ask what was wrong. After the mouse poured out his tale of woe, he broke down crying again. Immediately, the bluebird transformed into a champion of justice, resolving without hesitation to help the mouse find the flower thief. First, the bluebird took the mouse to knock on their neighbor the rabbit's door. They described the red flower in detail, but the rabbit shook its head, saying it had seen no such thing. Still, this was a rabbit with a strong sense of justice, so it joined their search without a second thought. Next, the trio woke up the soundly sleeping little pig. They got no clues there either, but the pig tagged along too. Then came the deer, the owl, and the hedgehog. One by one, they asked half the forest's inhabitants, and everyone they questioned gladly joined the search party. Finally, their perseverance paid off. When they asked a ladybug for leads, they seemed to get a glimmer of hope. After listening to the bluebird's description, the ladybug thought for a moment, then suddenly had a flash of inspiration and pointed behind itself. Thrilled, the group followed the ladybug's lead all the way to the mountaintop. Inside a small house at the peak, they at last found the red flower they'd been searching for so tirelessly. But when they opened the door, they were greeted by a rooster. Everyone sighed in disappointment until the rooster turned its head around. That head bore an uncanny resemblance to the red flower. In an instant, the crowd erupted in fury. They swarmed forward to seize the rooster, and even the mouse, the victim in all this, couldn't stop them. Before long, the trial began. A fox dragged the rooster to the guillotine, with the owl serving as the judge. When it came to voting on whether to chop off the rooster's head, everyone raised their hands without hesitation, everyone except the little mouse. He anxiously tried to explain. I was looking for a flower. He described the bloom accurately once more, but his words fell on deaf ears. The crowd had already made up their minds that what he'd lost was the rooster's head. The mouse tried to speak up again, but the others silenced him at once. What they wanted was never the truth, all they cared about was an answer. At that point, whether it had been a flower or not no longer mattered. It seemed that except for the mouse himself, no one cared about the missing flower at all. In the end, the owl banged its gavel and ruled the innocent rooster was beheaded on the spot. The fox tossed the head to the body, and the crowd cheered wildly, hailing it the successful resolution of the mouse's woe. Alone, the mouse slung the oversized rooster's head over his shoulders, wondering why things had gone so wrong when he'd only wanted his beloved flower back. He finally returned to where he'd first found the flower and buried the head there. This seemingly simple flower hunting tale is deeply unsettling. The mouse tried repeatedly to defend the rooster, but everyone silenced him. Do you know why?